Hello and welcome, my dear students. In the last class, we had started with effects of electric current chapter, and then we had discussed about electrical power. Just a recap, what was electrical power? Electrical power was the electrical energy consumed per unit time. So electrical power is equal to energy is nothing but capacity to do work, no? So whenever you see energy, work should also be coming to your mind side by side. So electrical power is electrical energy consumed per unit time. Like this we had got the derivation for power. Now remember, we had used Ohm's law also to get some formulas. That all, if you have doubt, refer to the previous video, it will be cleared. Just to begin with, I wrote with the formula of electrical power. Now, whenever you see energy, you should be also aware about the term work. And where did you see this term work? You saw the term work in potential difference. No? Potential difference was the work done to carry unit positive charge from one point to the other. So work done to carry unit positive charge, work upon charge. So whenever you see energy, work should come to your mind. So what will be work? Therefore, W for work is equal to potential difference, we denote it as volt, and charge will be Q only. Okay, so then we wrote P is equal to VQ upon T. So let me substitute. So we got P is equal to, in place of energy, work, I will write VQ, V dot Q upon T. Now again, Q upon T will remind us of the formula for electric current. Electric current is the charge passed through a particular cross-sectional area in unit time. So I is equal to Q upon T. So wherever you see Q upon T, you will put I. Then we got the formula of power as P is equal to VI. And I had told you to remember this formula. If you remember this formula, in place of V, you can substitute Ohm's law. V is IR, so you got I square R. Like that, different forms you can write. Okay, so depending upon the question, you can apply Ohm's law in this formula and solve your sums. So I'm not discussing more about those other forms because we have already discussed it in the previous class. Now what I want to discuss today in this part is from here, P is equal to VI. You have to by heart. P is equal to VI. P is equal to VI. Similarly, one more formula of heat we did know in the last class, that when we solve numericals, we will recap it. For the time being, P is equal to VI. What is this V? V is volt and I is current. Okay. Just now we got about volt. How much is volt? Volt is work upon charge. Okay. And volt is work upon charge, no? And what about I? I is Q upon T. Okay. So I will again go up. What is V? W upon Q is V. V is nothing but potential difference or volt. So here I'll put V also. V for volt. Unit of potential difference is volt. So now let me write. Now let me put in place of P, I'll write same P only. Power is equal to, what did we get? V as W upon Q. Okay, work upon charge into, what is this I? See, no, just here I have written I. Current is nothing but charge upon T. Is it clear? Now Q and Q will get cancelled. What are you getting? Power is equal to W upon T. W is work. The unit of work is joules. The unit of time is seconds. So what is the unit of power? The unit of power is joules per second. What is the actual unit? Joules per second. But in the honor, to honor the scientist behind this, that is the term power, James Watt, joules per second, we denote the unit as watts. W-A-T-T. Electrical power, watts. What is actually 1 watt? 1 watt is nothing but 1 W is nothing but 1 joule upon 1 second. Okay? Now we will start with the numericals. For numericals, you should remember these formulas. We will first discuss the formulas. That is, the first formula is P is equal to VI. Just now we discussed, Then I told you, as per our need, in place of V, you can substitute Ohm's law. V is equal to IR is the Ohm's law. So as per the question, if you want, you can substitute in place of, suppose V is not given. Only about I and R is specified. So in place of V, you will write IR. So this will be, the form will change to I square R. Similarly, in place of I, you can write I is equal to V upon R. Now, in place of this I, you will write V upon R. So then the formula will change to P is equal to V square upon R. Like that, depending upon the question, we will adjust. About that, we will not worry now. Then, we also discussed about the heat energy. The energy which was converted into heat, because of which the electrical appliances get heated. The heat energy given out, the formula is I square RT. I square RT. Hope you remember. Now this was Joule's law. What is Joule's law? The Joule's law of heating states that the amount of heat generated is directly proportional to the square of the current. I repeat, amount of heat generated is directly proportional to the square of the current, also directly proportional to the resistance of the conductor, and also directly proportional to the time for which current flows. So H is equal to I square RT. These are the two formulas that you have to remember related to heat and power. Now we come to the next formula. Now I told you about power. The electrical bills that we get, the bills come in the term unit. Okay, it comes in the term unit. Now 1 unit is nothing but 1 kilowatt hour. Means, suppose in 1 hour we are using 1000 watts. Kilo is always 1000, no? 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Same way, 1 kilowatts is 1000 watts. Let us suppose any electrical appliance is using 1000 watts in 1 hour. That means we have consumed 1 unit of electrical energy. 1000 watts 1 ghante mein. That means 1 unit of electrical energy is used. Instead of giving it in 1 kilowatt hour, we have our electrical bill in units so that every common man can understand the bill. See one conversion of this. From here we will start. I told you, 1 kilowatt is, anything in kilo will be 1000. So 1 kilowatt will be 1000 watts. And then we have hours. Now this hours, however, we will convert it into seconds. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 60 minutes is equal to 60 seconds. So 2 times I have to multiply by 60 to convert hour into seconds. So I wrote S. This W is not work, it is watts, 1000 watts. 1 kilowatt matlab 1000 watts. And hours I converted into seconds. 60 into 60. Now multiply the whole thing. 6 6 are 36. And how many zeros? 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And WS. Do you remember somewhere before this we saw WS? Watts second. If you don't remember, I'll write it once again. P equal to energy upon time we studied. P is power, energy was work, no? That is joules. And time was seconds. So WS. So what is WS? W into S is equal to J joules. So in place of this WS, I will write J. So what am I getting? 36000000 watt second is joules. Understood? Why I wrote in place of watt seconds joules? It is this conversion. So that also I explained to you. Okay. So how 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour? Show the conversion. How will you write it in joules? How will you convert it in joules? The energy, how will you convert it in joules? By this conversion. Now instead of writing such a big number, I will just compress it and write it as 1 unit for objective type question favorite. 1 So 1 unit is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to, I have put a extra point here. So 3, 4, 5 zeros are there. That will become 6. 10 raised to 6 joules. Okay. 1 unit is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. Or you can also write it as watt second. Watt second is nothing but joules. Okay. Highlight it and learn it well. Okay. So now we have covered all the formulas, conversion, what is 1 unit. Now we are ready to take the numericals. Let's start. See the first question. Heat energy is being produced in a resistance in a circuit at the rate of 100 watts. Heat energy is produced at the rate of 100 watts. 100 watts means it is about power. Current of 3 ampere is flowing in the circuit. Current I, 3 amperes. What must be the value of the resistance? Let us write down the given things. 2 given things, that is power 100 watts and current 3 amperes. Let's write. So we have some number A. Power is given as 100 watts. Then current I is given as 3 amperes. To find what must be the value of resistance capital R. Okay. I told you power, which formula we will use? P is equal to VI, and then we can play with that formula as we want. So P is equal to VI solution. One formula only you remember. Then Ohm's law is there always with us. So P is equal to VI. I'll write that. P is equal to VI. Now here we know P, we know I. We will find V. Okay. So let me write in place of P we have 100 equal to V we don't know and I is 3. Bring 3 to this side. Therefore 100 upon 3 is equal to V. Therefore V will be, divide 100 by 3. 3 3s are 9. Carry 1. 10 minus 9 1. 0 down. Again 3 3s are 9. So 33.33, that recurring. Because it is less than 5, so we will consider only 33.3 volt. No? V is equal to volt. Volt. Unit is also same. Understood? Now we got V. We have our favorite Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. With this we will get R. In place of V you write 33.3 equal to I also you know I is 3 and R. Bring 3 to the opposite side. 33 upon 0.3 upon 3 is equal to R. Therefore R is equal to 11.1. Okay, 11.1 ohms. Unit of resistance ohms. Okay, so it's very simple sum. In your textbook they have rounded it off because it's less than 5, so they have rounded it off and written as 11. You don't do all that. You show the manual calculation as you get it. Okay children? Fine. Now we move on to the second sum. Okay. The second sum goes this way. two tungsten bulbs of wattage 100 watts and 60 watts. There are two bulbs. Watts, how much watts first bulb? 100 par P2 60. Work on 220 volt potential difference. As we know, in our house, in our 9th standard we have studied, in our home we have the parallel connection, so that every device will get same potential difference. Okay, so in parallel connection potential difference is the same. So here also, if they are connected in parallel, that means potential difference is same. How much current will flow in the main conductor? So I is asked. We have P1, we have P2, we have voltage. I, current is asked. Let's start. Okay, so I have written P1 100 watts, P2 60 watts and voltage 220 watts to find how much current I is to be found. Okay, and then formula remains the same. Formula P is equal to VI. First let us find out the current for first watts, that is for P1. So let us substitute solution. In place of P put 100 is equal to, V will remain the same, no, 220 into I. Okay, so how much you got? Therefore 100 upon 220 is equal to I, that is 0 0 cut. I is equal to 10 upon 22. This is I1. Now similarly, let us find out I2. Take the second power. 60 is equal to V 220 into I2. So 60 upon 220 is equal to I2. 0 0 cut. You have 2 3s are, 2 1s are, 2 1s are. 3 upon 11 is equal to I2. Now add both. Okay, I is equal to I1 plus I2, which is equal to 10 upon 22 plus 3 upon 11. Okay, so 11 and 22 we will write here LCM, and 10 plus 11, how much are? 11 2s are. So we will multiply up, 3 2s are 6. So we got 16 upon 22. 16 upon 22, if I divide it, 2 8s are, 1s are, 1s are. Now divide 8 divide by 11, working column, 0 point. 11 7s are 77, 3 0. 11 2s are 22, 8 0. 11 7s are 77, and so on. Okay, so I'll get it as recurring, again 3. So 7 2 7 2. So we have I is equal to 0.7272 recurring number. I'll just stop at 72, or you can write it as 73. Anyway, no need to round off. Write it as you get it, amperes. So we got I is equal to 0.72 amperes. Now you can do this sum by another method with easy calculation. Instead of finding I1 separately and I2 separately, you can add both par, that is 100 plus 60, 160. Okay, like that also you can find. For example, P is equal to VI, formula will remain the same. Second method I am showing you. So par 1 and par 2, 100 plus 60 we got 160. V will remain same, no, 220 into I. More clever students can go by this method or by this method, that is your choice. So 160 upon 220 is equal to I, 0 0 cut. We are reaching the same number, no, see, 16 by 22 by 2 stable this will go, and we will get the same answer. I is equal to 0.72 amperes. Any method you choose, you should get the answer correctly. Okay children, that's it. Now we go on to the third sum. Now see the third sum. These third sum and the fourth sum will spend more electrical energy. 500 watts TV set in 30 minutes or 600 watts heater in 20 minutes. Who will spend more electrical energy? Energy, power, energy. So which formula? P is equal to energy upon time. That formula we will use. Let us write down the given things. Okay, so I gave some subheadings. You can, if you want, you can give as P1, T1. Okay, I gave it as subheading like the question. I liked it this way. Who will spend more electrical energy? First about TV set. TV set's power is 500 watts and time is 30 minutes. So let us see how much energy is used by the TV set. The formula is power is equal to electrical energy per unit time. This is energy. So power we have for TV set, it is 500, and energy we don't know, that is what we have to find, and time given is 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Now minutes we will convert it into seconds. Into seconds means 30 into 60. So therefore all these numbers will go to the opposite side. 500 into 30 into 60 is E, energy, E1. Energy for TV. If you want, you can write TV. So energy consumed by TV is equal to, multiply, 5 3s are 15, 15 6 are 5 3s are 15, 15 6 are 90, and these many zeros, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, what is this? Energy in joules. No? Energy in joules, remember? So, such a big number, I don't like to write it this way. So, I'll write it as 9 into 10 raised to 5 joules. Energy used by, consumed by TV set. Now, let us find out same way energy consumed by, which is the next appliance. Heater. Heater. About heater, we will write power of heater is 600 watts. Time is 20 minutes. So power is energy upon time. Power is 600. Energy we want to find. Time is in minute. We will convert it into second. So multiply by 60. All the numbers will go to opposite side. 600 into 20 into 60 is equal to E. So therefore E2 or heater, E of heater, energy of heater is equal to 6 6 are 36. 36 into 2, 72. So you got 72 and 1 2 3 4, 4 zeros. 4 zeros, that is joules. This we have raised, or directly we can find out the answer. No, this is more energy, obviously the TV set. This we can write it in the 10 raised to form as 7.2345 into 10 raised to 5 joules. So which number is bigger? 9. So you will write final answer. TV set will spend more electrical energy. Will spend more electrical energy. Okay, my dear bachus, all of you understood now? Okay, now we move on to the last sum. An electric iron box of 1100 watts is operated for 2 hours daily. What will be the electrical consumption expenses for that in the month of April? the electric company charges 5 rupees per unit of energy. Okay, now you find out the latest. 1 unit is how much cost, that you find it out. For this sum, 1 unit is equal to 5 rupees. And for electrical energy, we have to find out first how much unit was used. Unit means kilowatt hour. And then that unit will multiply by 5 for month of April. Then we have to find out how many days are there in the month of April. So lot of things to be done. But let us first start with the given part. Okay. So power of electric iron is 1100 watts I have written. Time 2 hours. And this is for month of April. April has how many days? January, February, March, April. That means 30 days. Yes. 30 days. So 1 day, 2 hours. For the month of April, what is the unit consumed by that electrical iron? Then we will find out the charges. What do you know about unit? 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. है ना? The power that is given in this sum is in watts. We want to convert it into kilowatts. So here only we will do the conversion. Watts into kilo means we will divide by 1000. 1100 divided by 1000 will be 2 zeros gone, 2 zeros gone. This will be 1.1 kilowatt. Half work is over. Now this is already given in hours, no? So good thing. We don't have to convert it into seconds and all. We want it in hour only. So let us substitute here. How much we got? Kilowatt, how much we got? 1.1 and hours is equal to 2 hours. So what is the unit? Multiply 1.1 into 2, 2.2 units. We got 2.2 units. Okay. So for how much units we got for 1 day? 2.2. Now therefore for month of April, total units will be, for month of April, total units will be, for 1 day it is 2.2. So 2.2 into total how many days in month of April? 30 days. So 2.2 into 30. Okay, understood now? First we converted watts into kilowatt, so that we get it in units. 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. Time is already given in hours, so that time you write as it is. Watts we converted into kilowatts. We got 1.1. 1.1 into 2 is 2.2 unit for 1 day. So for the month of April, that is 30 days, this we will multiply by 30. This you don't forget. So 2.2 into 30, month of April it will be 2.2 into number of days in April, 30. 2.2 into 30 will be 3 2s are 6, 3 2s are 6, 66.0 units. Okay, write units. For the month of April, units consumed only by that heater is 66. Now cost per unit is given as, see the question, cost per unit is given as, the electrical company charges 5 rupees per unit of energy. Okay, so cost per unit is equal to 5 rupees. Therefore total cost is equal to 66 into 5. Multiply 5 6 are 30, carry 3, 5 6 are 30, 330 rupees. Final answer. What will be the electrical consumption expense? Expense in the month of April. Month of April is rupees 330. Okay, children. So systematically, first you have to convert watts into kilowatt. Then find out how much unit, because we know 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. So that kilowatt and hours, you got this much unit for 1 day. So for 30 days how much? Multiply by number of days. एक यूनिट का 5 रुपये, तो टोटल पैसा 66 into 5, that is 330 rupees. I want all my students to solve the sum systematically like I did. We should solve it together. Until we meet for the next time, take care my dear ones. Bye.